Melissa, and I'm your Vice President of Membership, and we're here at Precon in the hotel with this lovely fireplace and it's super aesthetic. We're here to talk about NatCon. Since me and Natalie both went, we have a very interesting experience about it that we'd love to share with you guys. The main thing that's super different than what district events that we have here are, it's completely separate, whereas we do our events that are completely joint, where we have TBS and KKY there the entire time. At NatCon, it was like two separate conventions happening at the same hotel in the same place. And I met no sisters from any other district, and the only time where I actually saw our TBS council was at banquet, and very briefly because we sat next to each other. But other than that, like, everything's completely separate. You have your own brother workshops and brother ritual and brother everything and caucusing and stuff like that, and TBS has their own stuff, so you never see each other. It's actually really scary but the reason that is because we were such a small district, and realizing that we have 15 KKY chapters and 8 TBS chapters, whereas in other districts they have up to 35 chapters, brothers, and then maybe like 20 that are TBS. So they already outnumber us and like double us in size, and so they're very much able to do that and be able to be those separate entities. But since we don't really have that advantage, we're super joint, but that makes us super close and super cute, and I absolutely love it. And I don't know, Natalie, how do you feel about it?
Well, the really cool thing is that it gives us an excuse to be close together, because first off, we have a fuck ton more miles to travel than the rest of the districts, and we do it anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna drag all of you because everybody else in the districts are babies, and I can say that as a fact. And we do that anyway during our district season when we host district events and when we all get to see each other. We put the miles and the test to our relationships much higher, at a bigger standard than anybody else in the U.S. Like that makes us so different and special. It also just makes us unique in that perspective where you never see like that much closeness, and I think that's why we definitely stand out, like in spirit and in the way we present ourselves, is because we always work together. We still have our own identities as well as TBS, KSI, and all that jazz, but it also is a certain inner strength to work together despite our differences. But we always have the challenge to travel and get to these places, which is really, really hard for us. And that's also like another test to see if we will go the extra mile, which we usually do. And we put we always do it. Like, it's always been our thing. We strive to do a certain thing that no other district has achieved. And we may be the youngest one, but we certainly have the miles, the count of miles and money.
You said miles a lot.
That's because it's true. And if you don't realize, you will do a 12-hour drive to see another chapter, you don't understand like the time and road tripping that it is, because it is something nobody else can compete with. We will double in the miles and win on that.
I have a conspiracy theory that they always put it on the east because we're the people who will actually travel to the east. They're like, oh, well, if we put it on the West Coast, then no one's going to attend NatCon or stuff. The food was great when I went to NatCon. It was super exciting.
It was cool to see the elections of national officers. It was cool to see, big changes that, I know the MEPs were a big thing in TBS. That was an actual change. Oh, and instead of just having counselors, the only thing is I know the TBS stuff, but we got these new representatives for TBS where they are called chapter visitation assistants, and they're extra help in districts that actually need it, so they can help chapters and get better experiences.
Is it like CFRs but for
TBS?
TBS?
Yeah, it was. We used to have CFRs too, but they're called CVAs instead. And I actually got to work with them this last summer, and they were testing out stuff like they would do with chapters, and it was really good. And we actually had some people from the West being CVAs for other districts, but still, that's pretty cool.
Dude, that's a super fun fact.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Well, I don't know what happened on the KSI side though. That's the thing. I only know the TBS. I got into everything that was TBS because I was learning it for an entire week.
The things that I know that are gonna, well, when I went to NatCon on the KKY side, the biggest thing was that we decided that it didn't make sense to have the national officers all like seeing their packets the day of convention, because we felt like it was super high stress to be able to decide who's going to be in that position for the next like 2 years without having seen just electing an officer without having like much information about them or much time to like really process it. And then the time you do have to process it is hyped up on caffeine and like 2 hours of sleep, and so we felt like we were making very bad decisions or not able to make it. And a lot of it is you don't really know what the national officers do. So we asked if we could have like a committee that was made, the NOMS committee, happen before NatCon, and then they would make a slate, and then at NatCon you'd have a slate already, which is very interesting. And I know a lot of people feel weird about that, in that, coming in with a slate already, that's already like kind of a bias made by some committee. But like I feel like that might simplify it or make us
because you're a lot bigger.
Yeah. So, and I like it taking less stress on like elections, because I think elections is like something that drives a lot of convention, and I really feel like it should be more on experiences and meeting people and those development. But I feel like it's all like, oh my god, dude, this officer is gonna be elected, oh my gosh, this is scary. But we need to get away from that. But big things for KKY is this NatCon, knowing that now, is it's gonna be a lot of ritual, the national curriculum, which everyone's worried about, and if you have any concerns you can talk to me about it, but it's going to be a very interesting discussion, and you can be sure that they're changing a lot of it, and that it's going to be a really good presentable project at NatCon, and it's going to be something that's going to be worth a lot of good discussion, and it's something that's very interesting.
No, like when we want to talk about national convention, it's really essential for us to be represented. We are a voice, a very unique one, as we've both explained from both sides. Like, we need to be there, and it's just really difficult because of the cost of money and the traveling. So this is why we wanted to talk about like the differences and like what it means for us, because it's a huge deal.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and I think it's good that we're promoting so much for scholarships and people for saving up for it and doing that so often, because it really is always tough for us to get to NatCon. But I think it's such an incredible experience, and you might experience it once, twice, maybe 3 times, but typically only like once or twice in your career. And especially if you come on a NatCon year, you became active, it's very difficult because you typically don't want to go your first year. But if you don't, then it becomes even harder when you're further along in college and you're further along in KKY or TBS. I met so many great friends that I still keep in contact with. It helped me be a better VPM for my chapter and a better officer, because it's so many new ideas and such a great melting pot. And it gives you like that conference high where you have that super great motivation that you're like, I want to tackle everything and every problem in my chapter and every problem in the district, and like, let's go, let's get it done sort of mentality, where you just get so hyped being around such good positive vibes and good energy the entire weekend. Like post WDC, where you're like, I can conquer the world. You sort of get that. And Iconic, except it's like 5 times bigger because you met bazillions of people, and it's freaking awesome.
Oh god. One thing though, as a district officer, and I can say this because I was elected during a NatCon year, you should be expected to go. And the reason why I say this is because you become a representative of the district, and you need to take that seriously. You are the one who gets to learn about a lot of things you never thought you would get to learn about, no matter the office that you get picked for. Well, president probably gets the most information, and you also get to do a leadership thing, and it usually gets paid for anyway. It might be the whole council, it might just be the president, but it does happen where you learn a lot of leadership stuff, and you learn about a lot of things that actually go on at national headquarters and how it works between the national level and the district level. So it's like a lot of interesting things if you go to this point, and you should go. If you're a district officer during a NatCon year, like, you should get your ass a plane ticket and expect to go. And that's all I wanted to say on that, because it's so important to go, and you get thrown into the fire, but it's a good thing. Yeah,
it's great. We join these organizations because we like being put on the spot and thrown into the fire. We're performers. We're those people. It's a great experience. You're gonna love it. Just like district events, except it's way cooler, and you get to see, wow, I really am a part of the best district, which is the West OBS. But
the best in the West.
It gives you such a high appreciation for the organizations, to be honest, and be where we are.